Hello and welcome. My name is Keith Hensley with CoreLogic, and this webinar is to introduce to you a new app called MLS Touch, the most advanced mobile MLS app for agents. I think this is something you're going to really enjoy here. So kind of set the stage here. I've got this next screen here. And I just want to kind of put the pieces together so everyone is kind of clear of the role or the options or the tools that we all have with your Norris MLS system. Matrix is the core system. So I'm sure we've all logged into Matrix. We've all logged in and done searches and added saved searches and emailed listings to our clients. So Matrix is the core system. However, with this new app called MLS Touch, it talks to the main system. So this MLS Touch app is designed specifically for your mobile devices, such as your cell phone or iPads or Android mobile devices. So as you're driving around town, it might be easier for you to just to pull out your phone and open up the app called MLS Touch. So as you do searches or even look at your contacts or your saved searches here, it talks to Matrix for you and pulls it back down in a native app called MLS Touch, and it looks and feels very nice and easy. There's a lot of synchronization goes on. As I mentioned, contacts. Your contacts are the same contacts that you see in Matrix. And if you put contacts in Matrix, it comes in MLS Touch Matrix or MLS Touch app. Now, as you logged into Matrix in the past, and if you've done a search and email listings to your clients, well, those clients open that email and it takes them to their client portal called OneHome. So we, as members of the Norris MLS, we use Matrix as our system. Well, your clients cannot log into Matrix. So as you email them listings from Matrix, it takes them to their own very special OneHome client portal. And hopefully you know that already by now. So your clients use OneHome, we use Matrix, but we also now can use MLS Touch. So we as members of the MLS, we can use either or, whether it's the Matrix system or the mobile app. There is going to be a feature in here I'm going to mention to you inside of the mobile app called MLS Touch, where under the More button, you can share your app with your clients. So guess what? Your clients not only can have OneHome, they can also have a client version of MLS Touch, and it's called MLS Client, and I will talk about that. So your clients can have an app and a client portal called OneHome, and you can use either Matrix or MLS Touch. So we both sides of this relationship can have an app or Matrix or a full version called OneHome for the client portal. And as your clients save things, reject things, it talks to Matrix, but it also talks to OneHome. So you can log into OneHome and see what your clients have been saving or rejecting. Well, you can also log into Matrix and see what your clients have been saving and rejecting. Your clients, as they save things in their client portal, when they log into their client version of the app, they can also see what they've done there. So all three kind of synchronize back and forth with each other, and it's really a pretty cool feature. Now, I want to talk about the new feature inside of MLS Touch. This is what MLS Touch looks like, and as you log into it and you click on this More button down here, it opens up another screen called it's a More section, but there's an option here called Brand and Share. If you go into this option here called Brand and Share, which I will show you today, it gives you the option to pick some presets. We have some popular, nationwide companies that you can choose from, but you can go in and select your own logo and put your own branding in here, like I do with CoreLogic here. And I also went into my color scheme and picked some color schemes that kind of looks like my CoreLogic logo. And then if I hit the apply button down here, apply colors and logo, it is now changed. And then if I hit the share my app button down here, I can share it via a text message to my client or an email to my client. And then my client can install the client version of MLS Touch. So that way, as they log in, they'll see my branding, and as they do searches, they will always contact me for more information. And I think that's pretty cool. But what I want to show you is the new feature that if you do go into MLS Touch and apply your color scheme here and save it, it'll also change how One Home looks. This is the default look of One Home. It has the One Home logo up here and the color scheme here, that teal blue color right there. But if you went into MLS Touch and apply your branding, it will change the One Home client portal to the branding scheme that you have just set up inside of MLS Touch. So you can see here, it changes it from this to this with my logo and my color scheme. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so I just want to mention that. I will show you again as we get in here, but for now, I just like to go ahead and get started here. So let me close this down. Now, since this is an app, I need to connect my cell phone to my computer so you can see it here. So let me go behind the scenes here. I got this thing called a screen mirroring, if I can say that, option here. And my phone, there we go. There's my cell phone. I do have it on Do Not Disturb. Yep, I do. So so that way, hopefully I don't get a text message or a phone call in the middle of my presentations. I've done that before and it's kind of embarrassing, but oh well. So this is the app called MLS Touch. That's what it looks like right there. This over here is the client version. No, you do not need to install both of them, okay? You just need to install MLS Touch. I've installed the MLS Client app just so you can see what it looks like. That's the only reason why I put it there, because you're going to go into your App Store or your Google Play Store and you're installing this app right here called MLS Touch. It's got the white box there with the 4 blue shades of a sidebar, or a slash there. Okay, as you share this with the client, it will, like I said, when they install it, they'll have the MLS Client app. Do not have your clients go to the App Store and install either of these two apps. Okay, don't do that. First, if they install this app called MLS Touch, they can't log in because they're not a member of the Norris MLS. Okay. Second, if they try to install this one, they will be able to get into an app called MLS Client, but guess what? You won't be their agent. No one will be their agent because they just got it randomly out of the App Store or the Google Play Store. So what you want to do, and I will show this, you will log into MLS Touch and share. Remember that brand and share section of MLS Touch? You're going to share it via an email or a text message to your client. And then when they get it, it'll prompt them to download it. And when they download it, we will know you're their agent because you're the one who shared it with them. Does that make sense? Okay. And then when they log in and do searches around the Toledo area and they find properties for sale and they want more information, guess who they contact? They contact you because you shared the app. That's a lot better than them going out and installing a realtor.com app or something else like that. You know what I mean? Because if they use those apps, nationwide apps, they will see the listing agent's name and number. And I'd rather not have them see that. I'd rather them have my app here. Okay, so pretty cool. All right, so with this here, once you've installed it, I'm just going to tap on it there. And it's going to take me, actually, I've already logged in. Let me log out real quick here. Should have logged out before. Okay. When you first install it and go to open it, what does, it'll ask you, what state are you in? So you're just going to pick Ohio. By the way, I am from Ohio. I'm from Dayton, Ohio, actually Huber Heights, Ohio, just north of Dayton, if anyone knows that. I've been doing training for you guys for 12 years or so, 13 years. I actually live in Grand Rapids, Michigan now. I got married a couple of years ago and moved up here. So instead of 2 hours south of you, I'm 2 hours north and west of you. So, and I will be there next week in town doing some in-person training. So I hope to see you guys come up in training class there. So I'm going to pick Ohio. The only MLS in Ohio at the moment that we have MLS Touch with is your Norris MLS system there. Hopefully we can get Dayton and Cleveland who also use Matrix there. So you just pick the MLS and then hit confirm down here. And then it's going to ask for you to log in, just like you log into Matrix. Well, you go and type in your same user ID and password here, and I've got a generic one here, if I can remember what it is, and then go to password here, and I believe it's all caps. Okay, and I'm going to hit log in, and here we go. Okay. Now, you shouldn't have to keep logging in every time. It should automatically remember that login, so you shouldn't have to keep logging in as long as you're on the same device. We do have this little swipe left to discover. It takes you through a few options down here. You can just look at this. It's not a bad idea to do this once in a while, just to kind of keep on top of what's out there. And there's that brand and share that you can share with your clients. At any time, though, you can hit skip. And I'm just going to hit skip. But here you go. Here's your app called MLS Touch. Okay. Now, probably one of the most popular features of MLS Touch is this thing right down here called InstaView. Not only do you have it, but your clients will have a InstaView button. This InstaView, what it does is it, as long as you have the GPS location turned on your cell phone, it'll know where you're physically at right now. Now remember, I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan, so if I hit InstaView, there's nothing near me where I'm at. It goes out a radius of 800 feet around where you're at, and it tries to search for listings out there. And if you're standing outside of a house for sale, or your client is standing outside of a house for sale, when you hit the InstaView button, as long as your GPS is turned on for your location, it'll say, oh, you're talking about this house or these apartment complexes, because there could be, you know, a multi-unit, for rent out there of several buildings, several units out there. So that's a really cool feature there. What I like to do next is talk about the searching option. These three searching options here: map search, advanced search, and MLS number search here. The map search is very similar to the InstaView button down here. Okay, the InstaView only goes out 800 radius of 800 feet from where I'm physically standing at. The map search kind of does that. It's a little bit farther out though. So when I hit map search, it's going to pull it up a map, and if I zoom out a little bit, you'll see that I am in Grand Rapids, Michigan right there. Okay, well, I'm not going to find any listings there. So I'm going to move on down to Toledo, and I'll zoom into the Sylvania area there, and watch what happens when I let go. See this number up here, 43 results? There they are. Okay, there's my 43 results. If I move in a little closer, it's just going to refresh that number. Now there's 23 listings there. The blue is coming soon, and the green are active listings. As I do this map search, not only do I see the results here, but there's a filters thing up here at the top too, and there's a map, list, and stats tab right here too. So if I switch it from the map, and it defaulted to map because I clicked on the button called map search. But if I click on the list view, I will see a list view of those 23 listings. And I can just kind of scroll down and look at them this way, okay? And if I hit stats, I will see the stats of those 23 listings. There's the stats of it, and I can change it to on market, sold, or off market there. But I'll just go back to map right here, okay? If I tap on one of them here, just pulls up a little preview of it, and then I can just slide it up, and then I can look at more information. I will come back to this. You can slide through all the photos here and look at them all here, okay? Picked a really nice house there. Close that one down and swipe it down. But if I go to filters, it opens up, and now what I can do, I can, yes, search by an area, city, school district, zip code right up there. But if I go to property type, right now, looks like I'm looking at all property types. So I could say just all residential or single family, that's fine. And then hit apply. And then I've come back with this right here. And then right now I'm looking at for sale and for rent. Well, I can open that up and change this here to sale. Okay. There is an option inside of the settings part. I'll try to let you know that you can come in and set your defaults there, so that way it'll remember the last time you did it. Right now, every time I open it up, it always starts, fresh again. Price, I can go in and say, well, show me everything between 300 and let's say 400,000. There we go. There we go, and then hit apply down here. Bedrooms, bathrooms, that's fine. Listing status, let's check that there. Active and coming soon. I could take out coming soon or add pending or what have you there. I'll just hit apply. Beds and baths, if that's not enough criteria, I can hit more criteria down here, and here's some more stuff I could type in. I'll just go back, and then that's fine. I'll just go ahead and hit search. When I hit search, it's just going to refresh it, and now that's my results. There's only a couple of them there, but if I zoom out a little bit more, I can see some more. There's 10 listings there, and at any time there's a save button. I can always hit save and save the search and give it a name. I will say, just so you know, that if I save a search on MLS Touch, it does not go to Matrix, okay? However, if I save a search in Matrix as a saved search, it does come into MLS Touch, okay? I personally would like to see it go both ways, and maybe it will someday, but just to let you know, that's the way it is right now. So you can save searches in MLS Touch, they just don't go into Matrix, but Matrix's saved searches do come down to MLS Touch. I'm just going to go back to the home tab here. Okay, that's basically map search. When I hit map search, it just pulls up the map, and I'm able to zoom in, zoom out. I can even come over here and use these options here. Now I'm on an iPhone, so my options might be in a different order than someone who's on an Android phone, but they're very similar to each other. If I hit this first one with the eye on it, I can toggle between a map and a satellite view, okay? Down below, I can turn on schools. And when I turn on schools, see the little cap over here, the little school symbol, with the cap, not the gown, but just the cap portion of the cap and gown. You can see all the schools there. If I turn this off, they just go away. You can turn on traffic. You can, now when I turn on parcel boundaries and flood zones, it does need to zoom in closer here. In fact, I'm gonna go back to the map real quick. So when I click on parcel boundaries, it just zooms me in closer, and see now you got the parcel boundaries turned on. And if I turn on flood zones, you can see the flood zones, and looks like, let's close that down. Looks like there's a little flood zone there, but the rest of these appear to be pretty close. And there's your little legend to tell you what is what there. So really cool feature there. I'm just going to go back to that eye and turn off well, I'll leave parcels on. I'll just turn off flood zone. Okay. All right, the next one is a pencil where you can draw your shape. So if I click on the pencil, now I can go in and say, want to draw that area. If I want to erase it, just hit the pencil again, kind of erases it there. And then I can do it again and say maybe way up in this little quadrant there. Okay, and just hit the pencil again and it erases it. Now, if I hit this, that takes me to where I'm located at. So I don't want to hit that because it's going to take me back to Grand Rapids there, and I'll have to zoom back in way over here to Sylvania area. Okay, so that's your options. Those are your tools on your map, and just remember you can hit list, stats, 8 results, filters, or I could have typed in a school or city, zip code, area number there. I'm just going to go back to the home page though. That's map. Now, advanced search and map search are very, very much alike to each other, okay? Except for when I hit the map search, it opened up a map. When I hit advanced search, it just takes me to here because it assumes I don't want a map because I hit the other button. I hit the other search, not the map search. So here I can toggle between an area, zip code, subdivision. Area, I can put area numbers or an address here. So if I tap in, select an area, there's your area numbers you can choose from. But I can do an address. If I hit zip code, I can search by my zip code here, or I can still do an address here too. If I go to subdivision, I can open this up and search for a subdivision or an address too. So you always have an address on any of those three options there, okay? So if you know an address, I would come in, let me close this. If I knew an address someone wanted to search, I probably wouldn't do the map search. I would just do the advanced search and come here and on any of those three tabs, just type the address in right there, okay? So I'm going to say select an area. I'm going to say let's go to a different area. I'm going to do Maumee. Okay, that's where the board location's at in the Maumee area. So I'll do that and I'll hit apply. Then I will do property type. I don't want all. I'm just going to do single family. Hit apply. I'm going to do sale rental. I don't want both. I just want sale only. And then price, I don't want all prices. I'll just pick a price range here and don't really know the neighborhood that well, but I'll just 200 to 300. And that's good enough. I'll just hit search down here. When I hit search, there's my 8 listings. See right there, 8 listings. I have 3 filters turned on. If I click on filters, just remind you, I said area 7, sale only, and price range. I did not choose anything else there. Okay, I'll just hit cancel there. So now let's focus on what we can do here. Well, this one, the advanced search, assumes I didn't want a map, so it took me to the list view first, where the map view kept me on the map first. Well, I can still go back to the map even though I'm on the advanced search, and there you go, there they are. So I'll just go back to the list view. You can just move this up, find a property that you like, and once you find one, I'll click on this one right here. When I tap on it, there's some basic information. That little icon there is for a virtual tour. So if the listing agent has a virtual tour, I can just scroll through it and see it there. It's got 50 photos. I can just swipe to the left and keep looking at all photos here. I can just tap on one and pulls up the bigger view of that listing photo. I'm sure a lot of us know this, but if I turn my phone sideways, it just makes it a little easier to see this. So now you can just scroll through and look at the photos here and see that listing photos a lot better there, okay? And your clients can do the same. Got a little lag time in between my phone and the computer here. If I turn it back up this way, then I can go right back up here and cancel. And then I can just hit that arrow right there, get rid of the photos. Oop. Let me just tap on it, open it back up again. There we go. Okay. You can see it's active, 20 days on market, price. Here's some basic information. If I want to tag it or add it to my favorites, right there's the star. I'll do that. So now it's in my favorites. That's a good way to kind of like tag it. So reminds me I need to do something with it later today. That way I don't have to go searching for it every time. It's my favorite list there. Down here gives me some options. The first and most important one is probably share button. So if I hit share, do I want to text it to someone? Do I want to email to someone? This send in message, what this does, this will send it to another client of mine who has already installed the MLS client version of MLS Touch. So it's a way of me and whoever, one of my clients, for us to kind of talk about it between the apps, between my version of the app and their version of the app. We can kind of just message each other there, and they'll get a little icon that says, hey, you got a new message from your realtor there, and you can copy it there. So this one here is only as good as I send it to someone who's already installed my client version of the app there. Other than that, you would just text it or email to them. I'll hit cancel here. So that's share. Here's showing request. Now that's where I would just, go in and set up a showing with the whoever listing this is, and you will see the client's agent's contact information. Now remember, if my client had this app, they do not see the listing agent. Okay, they would contact me, not the listing agent. I get to see it because I'm the agent and I need to know who to call or contact. If I add a cart, did you know inside of Matrix you have a thing called carts? Okay, well, this talks to the carts in Matrix and vice versa. Matrix talks to Touch, MLS Touch, and MLS Touch talks to the carts in Matrix. So watch this. Let's say this was a listing that my buddy John wants to go see today. Well, let me do Janelle because I already did a cart for John yesterday. So if Janelle wants to see this listing, what I could do is add it to her carts. And now, just by me adding it to Janelle's cart, and I'm going to pick Janelle here, doesn't mean Janelle can see it. If I want Janelle to see it, I would need to email it or text it to her. I'm putting it in her cart so that way I'll remember I need to do something for her. Well, Janelle doesn't have a cart, okay? She doesn't have a cart in Matrix, but that's fine. Do you see this add button? I'm going to add a new cart for Janelle. Now, what do I want to call this cart? Well, call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it, let me do capital H-O, houses to show, because she's made reference. Maybe she's in the car with me right now and she wants to see it. So I'm just going to remind myself that she wants to see this. So I add it to this cart. A cart, I also call it like a file folder. Just remember, the cart is for me. If I want Janelle to see it, I would email it or text it to her. So I created a brand new cart for Janelle called Houses to Show, and I'm going to hit create. Once I do that, she now has a cart. And if I open that back up, you'll see that she's got a cart. Let me pick on Janelle's name. She's got a cart with one listing in that cart, and we all know what that, and I just want to remind myself what the address of that. Key Street. Okay, 1250 Key Street. Okay, so when I go in later into Matrix, you're going to see Janelle's going to have a cart called Houses to Show, and that cart will be there. If I scroll over a little bit more, there's comps. For this property, maybe she's interested in this, and I can hit comps, comparables, and maybe I can do some comps of recently sold within a 10 plus or minus 10% price range within 2 miles. Maybe I go out a little, keep it a little closer there, with the same number of bedrooms, or on market. See, you know, how many other houses just like this one are on the market, and then I can hit search and see those solds within a mile of that property and just kind of get a feel. You know, is this a good price? How do other houses compare to that one that she's looking at? Okay, just a neat little tool to play with there. And I can print it. Down here, I can view maps, see it in 3D. I like this feature. So let's say she wants to go look at it now or drive by it real quick. Well, I hit directions here. Now watch this. Remember, I'm in Grand Rapids. So when I hit this, it's going to drive me from Grand Rapids to Maumee. And how long will it take me to get there? 2 hours, 46 minutes going the fastest routes. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. I'm just going to hit cancel here. And right up here, MLS Touch takes me right back where I left off at. But that's the directions button there. There is private notes. Private means no one can else see it. So this is where I can leave notes. I can enter my notes here, and Janelle won't see it, or no one else will see it there. General information, I'm going to just scroll up a little bit here. Basic information about that property. Additional information. Features. All this information comes from the listing agent, from the listing. Public remarks, this is what the listing agent typed in for public remarks. Agent remarks, this is what the agent typed in for agent remarks. Showing instructions, directions, room. This one, I don't see documents or attachments. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and pull up this property. I'm going to see, yep, right here. That's what I want to show you. This right here, supplements. If the listing agent has attachments, all you need to do is click on it, and you can see the lead-based paint or property disclosure forms, whatever they've uploaded. You can open it up and then share it with your client, okay? So you can do that. We also have tax information that pulls in from Realist. So by clicking on that, you can see the tax information. Open that little, slide that up a little bit. You can see the tax information here on that property. Mortgage calculator, the client can do that too, or you can do it and do your down payment, see how much you got. Agent info, listing agent. Now remember, my client would not see Chelsea's name there, okay? I can do it because I can call her or email her or text her right there. Or I can just hit this down here and hit contact agent, and I can contact her. If I open this up or open up history, here's the history of that property there. So a lot of information there, okay? Really cool stuff, there. And this one even tells me that it's got an open house coming up on the 11th here, okay? So that's nice to know too. So that's the advanced search, that's the map search there. MLS number search is pretty obvious. Just type in is up to 10 MLS numbers and do your search for it. Save searches. Save searches pulls up. These are the 2 save searches that I did in MLS Touch. Just remember, these are not in Matrix. These are only in MLS Search or MLS Touch. If I hit the Matrix tab there, these are the ones that are in Matrix under the save searches. Okay, so I've got 2 searches, one for Andy search test with Tanika, and then Res 500 plus full basement search. Okay, so I'll show you those inside of Matrix here in a moment. So I'll just close that down. My listings. Now I only have 1 listing, and it's not a real one. It's just a test one. It's $4. So if anyone wants to buy that for $1, there you go. It's just a test. Okay, we're just playing with this here. So you can see it there, but that would have all of your active listings in there. My favorites. Remember, I tagged that one as a favorite. Well, there it is. And here's all the other ones I tagged as a favorite. Now, once you do that, and let's say, okay, I did what I had to do with it. I don't want it to be a favorite anymore. We'll just tap on it and take that star off. And now it's not a favorite anymore. Just hit that down arrow right there. And there you go. Okay. I'm going to hit the X at the top. But that's basically everything here. There is a little hot sheet thing. This is not the same hot sheet that you can do. It just kind of walks you through. You can set up a little, it asks you to pick up the 10 areas, see 10 areas there. So you can do a little hot sheet there. What I like to do is click on contacts. If I click on contacts, these are all my contacts here, okay? The one in red means there's something there I haven't seen. So when I click on Philippe's there, I can see that he's got a new favorite that he saved, probably in One Home, but he could have saved it as a favorite in his MLS client app also, okay? So that just shows that he's got 2 listings in a cart. Here's all this contact information. He hasn't discarded any. So it's just the way of seeing what Philippe has done out there, okay? Down here, here's all my contact. Now, I can add a new contact, and if I add a contact here in MLS Touch, guess what? It goes into Matrix contacts as well, as long as they have a first name, last name, and an email address. Okay, they have to have an email address. So if I add a contact and they don't have an email address, it does not go to Matrix. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is hit add. And I'm going to create new, or you can import a contact off of your cell phone or your mobile device that you're on at the moment. So I can just simply hit that button there and import them, but I'm going to hit create new. When I say create new, now remember, I can type in all this information, but they have to have an email address along with the first name, obviously. I'm going to do another buddy of mine I play baseball with, John Croker. Okay. I can do phone numbers, all this information, but the most important one I need is add email address. So when I tap in email address, I'm just going to, for convenience, just pick my Yahoo email address there, and I'm going to hit save. By me adding my new client here, he is now being pushed into Matrix, okay? Doesn't have a cart, nothing else. I'm just going to close this down here. So now John Croker is right there next to Janelle and John Russell. So that's your contacts. Leads. Now, if I email, remember I said share my app. If I shared this app with, let's say I met a guy named Bob at the store today, and we were talking. I said, yeah, let me share this app with you. And I texted it to Bob, and Bob installed the app. Well, Bob is not in my contact list, but once Bob installs the app, it goes into the leads part here. And then I would see I got a new lead. Well, guess who it would be? It would be Bob. Well, then when I go into leads, I don't have any leads. I can click on Bob's name and it'll give me an option to add Bob to my contact list, which takes him out of the leads and into the contacts part. Okay, now he's in Matrix. Just think if I shared that, and that's not Bob Cleveland, by the way, but let's say I shared that with Bob, and Bob in turn forward my text from me to him, he forwarded it to his wife or his friends or his neighbors. Well, when he shares it with them, guess what? They can come in as a lead too. So that's pretty cool. It's like a lead generation product out there. So I just want to mention that, talk about it there. It's a really cool feature. Okay, that was contacts at the bottom. Messages, just the way I can converse back with my two clients that I've been conversing with. Just remember they have to have the app too. I'm going to click on the More button down here. And under More, here's my photo. I will show you where that photo comes from. It's inside a matrix, so stick with me. And we're almost done here. I'll show you where that photo comes in. But it'll have your name, your company you work for. There's your saved searches. This is the brand and share I want to talk about. When I hit brand and share, it gives you a little tutorial you can walk through. You can hit continue if you like. But this is where you can go in. There are some presets in here. If you open this up, there are some preset companies you can choose. I'm just going to hit cancel here though. You can go and select your logo. Just remember, your logo needs to be like this, really wide, and it needs to be on that same device. So make sure you get your company logo on your phone or tablet or wherever, and then you can go and upload it. And then you can pick some color schemes. Just pick on one and choose your color scheme here. I'm just going to say cancel here. You can preview what it looks like. I'm going to preview what the branded mobile app looks like, and that's what it looks like for my clients. Now notice that gray InstaView button there and my company logo. Well, that gray comes from that accent color there. So maybe I give it a more brighter color to make it stand out there. You can apply colors. Now when I hit apply colors and logo, it changes it for the branding, but it also will change it for the One Home client portal as well. Okay, so just make sure you you know that there. And then that's how I shared the app. When I hit share my app, this is how I can text it or email it to my client. That code is the most important part of this. That's what identifies it to you. So when Bob or whoever opens it, installs it, we will know you shared it with them because of that code there. Okay, so that's how you share it. One last thing, if I hit the more button here, there is a Facebook publishing tool. You can go in and you'll need to connect it to Facebook, but it needs to be connected to your business Facebook accounts. Okay, for whatever reason, I don't know, but it needs to be connected to your business Facebook account, but you can connect it. And this way you can start sharing your listings out there. Okay, there's some calculators. Find a member. You can search for other realtors, and so you can call them. Matrix integrations, you can see that everything's being connected there, which is fine. Settings I think is kind of important. This is where you can go in your preferences and change things there, comparables and notifications there. Okay, just want to draw your attention to look at it there. There's some other stuff you can discover, tech support there. Okay, well, let me log into, let me cancel this here. Let me close this down. Let me log into Matrix real quick and just show you some of the integrations it had. All right, well, before I log into Matrix here, this screen should look familiar to everyone. Okay, this is your login to Northwest Ohio Realtors, Norris MLS. Before I go into Matrix, I want to draw your attention to this option here. This is a really cool feature. In fact, I don't think I've seen this on other Matrix account or MLS Touch accounts, so you guys are ahead of the curve here. But if you click on MLS Touch here, it takes you to a little tutorial or a little help center for MLS Touch. All kinds of stuff about how to download the app, import your contacts from Matrix, from your phone. Okay, So I'll let you look at that later. You can go videos or training webinars if you want to take other ones out there. Training guides here, training guide for the iPad right there, okay? So I just want to mention that there to you. It's right there. But let me log into Matrix. So when I click on Matrix, that came up. And look at carts, okay? Remember, Janelle now has a cart called Houses to Show. And when I click on Janelle's name, you're going to see that one listing. I think it was on Key Street right there. So there it is. That's how it came in from MLS Touch. If I go to My Matrix and go to Contacts, I should have a new contact in there, right? John Croker. And there's John Croker right there. And there's that email address, my Yahoo email address. It came in from MLS Touch. So it's really, really pretty cool feature. If I go to My Matrix and save searches, remember I had two of them. One of them was called Andy Search Test with Danica and the full basement one there. Okay, so really good stuff there. Okay, well, I want to thank you for your time today. I hope you see the value of this. Just remember, play with this, but we do have in-person training coming up. In fact, if I click on MLS Touch class schedule right here, you can see today's the 8th. There's the Zoom calls. Here's the schedule for Monday and Tuesday in-person training there and stuff. So start using this, start playing with this. If you have any questions, you know, Lori, Sharon, Sarah at the MLS, they're all wonderful to work with. They will be happy to help you, and I will be there too. So you will get an email from the recording of this today. So about an hour from now, be looking for an email from me, and in it, not only do I thank you, but I also will have the video for you that you can watch it again or pause it or slow it down or whatever you need to do there. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone. I really appreciate your time today, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if you have any questions, please let us know. All right. Thank you. Take care.